rotation right. Then I rotate it. Oh, well. Alright. Shalom, family. All praises to the Most High. Power to the chosen people. Alright. Now, I just want to talk about this for a little while. Just talk about some reasons why our people, steer away from their culture, steer away from who they are, steer away from the truth, and don't like to be around Israelites or talk to Israelites or anything of that nature. There's a few reasons. And so, I would say the main reason why our people steer away from who they truly are is because, we want to do our own thing. We don't want to, have to follow any rules or have any order. We've taken the ways of the European, and it's been so instilled in our minds that that's just the way that we act now. We don't want to have no structure, no law, statutes, and commandments, no way of life that's, healthy, that's beneficial for our people. We don't want that. We want to free will. We want to do our own thing. And so whenever you bring truth to our people, and you tell them what they should and what they shouldn't do, they push it away, and they, kind of deem you as crazy, because you have structure, and the world is so unstructured right now that when you actually give structure, it's like people are thrown off by it. Okay, so you gotta understand that that's the main reason why a lot of our people will not see the truth or don't even want to even think about the truth, because we've been so brainwashed to think up a certain way that you don't even think about doing the right thing, because you think you've been doing the wrong thing your whole life. Your mind is set on that. So a lot of our people will not even see it, because when you get to a certain age, you have certain patterns. You've grown up going about certain patterns of life. So that's just the way it is sometimes. All right. So we got to understand that a lot of our people will not get it because they don't want to follow no rules. They don't want to follow the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High. They want to do their own thing. I don't want to follow no laws, man. There's got to be other solutions other than the law. That's a lot of people will say. There got to be other solutions, So that's one reason. And here's another reason that a lot of people don't say, though. Another reason that our people stay away from the truth is because a lot of Israelites act like Pharisees. I'm going to say it again. A lot of Israelites act like Pharisees. Point blank, period. You got a lot of Israelites out here, even though the laws, statutes, commands, they are great. We're supposed to follow them. That's what the Most High wants us to follow. But a lot of Israelites out there, they look at our people, they look at the lost sheep, and they nitpick their sins, and instead of trying to uplift them, they just down them. Bro, put your fringes on, man. You a devil. You know what I'm saying? And so they nitpick, and they point out the sins of the lost sheep, and they just down them instead of uplifting them. They just call them out, what I'm saying, and just go in on them and turn people off. And they kind of glorify their works instead of having the Most High, make them into a light and have people gravitate towards them. We turn into repellents, instead of, preaching the good news and just giving the information. we go in and start dogging folks. We start calling women out their names. We calling brothers out their names, you know, and it's turning people off because you're making yourself seem like you're better than them when you're no better than them. That's your brother. You're supposed to help uplift them. That's you know, not just you ain't following this law, brother. You wicked. You're supposed to give them the solutions. All right, you're supposed to give them the solutions. And so, that's another big reason why a lot of people, don't want to get into the truth or don't want to speak to Israelites, because you got a huge group of Israelites that act like Pharisees. They harp on law, and don't really give the Most High the glory like they really should. They harp on works more than the whole word. They harp on the works part. When the works is supposed to be in your heart, you're supposed to show, of course, by word, but your actions are supposed to show. Supposed to be humble. And you're supposed to glorify the Father first and foremost. Not boast about your works and making your brother look like he less than because he ain't following this particular law. Of course you're supposed to correct your brother. Now, don't get me wrong. When you see people do wrong, you want to correct your brother. You're supposed to correct your brother, but you're supposed to correct your brother righteously. And how you correct your brother righteously is to, tell him what he's doing wrong, tell him how he can improve, and lead him the right way without, acting like you better or acting like you all high and mighty and you in the place of the Father. You know what I'm saying? A lot of our people do that. You got to understand that on this journey, in order to, have people, gravitate towards you and come to truth, you must let your light shine. You can't be shining your light in people's face. Remember that. Don't shine your light in people's face. Have your light shine. It's not about you. It's about the Father. At the end of the day, it's about the Father. So instead of boasting about works and stuff in this, well, you ain't following this, well, you ain't following that. That's cool. You're supposed to correct your brothers and sisters. You're supposed to have them go on the path of obedience. But there's a way to do it. There is a way to do it. And there is a thin line. You can go from being, righteous to self-righteous. You can go from being righteous to self-righteous real quick. I've done it, when I started my journey, I was very self-righteous. I was talking to my family members. I'd be like, man, why y'all doing this? Y'all all this doing is all this nonsense, man. And then because you in the truth and you're so fired up because you have this information, you so passionate because, wow, you have a purpose. You feel like you have a purpose in life. So now you got this passion, like, wow, I got all this fire. And, and so that moves you. But you got to understand that you at some point went through that process of change. So although we're in a new mindset, we in this truth, we're renewed, we have a whole new mind. You know what I'm saying? You have to understand that when you're, teaching the truth to other people, they might not get it at first. They might not get it a month later. They might not even get it a year later, But you got to be patient. Patience is key in this truth. People might not get it the first day. They might not get it the next week, the next month. But you got to stay patient and be able to deal with your people without bashing them. You got to understand that everybody has a process of change. Some are quicker than others, but everybody has that process. You and me, we went through that same process of change. We went through that same process. So you got to understand that when you're in this truth, when you're dealing with other people, it's always a process of change. So you can't expect somebody when you hear it the first time, oh man, oh wow, I get it. That's so powerful. That ain't gonna happen like that all the time. So we have to understand that. We have to be patient and still love our people, and continue to love our people even though they don't get it. Because you never know, they might eventually get it. Like me, it took me a couple years to get it. I started seeing the truth, and I was like, wow, that's deep. But I was still going around doing the same stuff. And then it started hitting me as the more I started diving into it. So everybody has their process. So we have to realize that. Everybody has a process. You know? We have to realize that while we're in this truth. Okay? And so you have to understand that. And one last thing before I go, you know, also while you're in this truth, you have to understand that persecution comes with the truth. You have to understand persecution comes with the truth. All right? Understand that. Now, first, I'm going to give you a verse when it comes to us being a light, because we have to be a light. We have to have our actions have to speak louder than our words sometimes. Because a lot of times we let our words speak louder than our actions. So here in Matthew 5:16, let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. All right. So we must let our light shine. We must be a living example. You know, not just bashing folks and acting like you're better. Just, live the life that you're supposed to live, and your light gonna shine. People gonna look at you like, wow, he living so beautiful. He has a beautiful family. You know, he seems so peaceful and so happy. He seemed like he has such a comfort in his life. Man, I want to see what that brother got going on. Let me talk to him. People will come to you like Yeshua. Yeshua, he laid his foot down when he had to, but Yeshua, for the most part, people just gravitated towards Yeshua, the Messiah. People just started gravitating towards him because he has such a light. People just wanted to be around him. Like, man, let me see what this man got. Let me just pick his brain, So we have to let our light shine. Let our actions speak. Stop all this acting like you better than everybody. We have to do that. And back to the persecution, though. You gotta understand that comes with the territory. When you're in the truth, when you're separating yourself from the world, you're gonna get flack. Warranted or unwarranted, yeah, it's part of the test. It's part of being faithful. It's part of knowing who's real and who's in it and who's not. It's all to see who's really for the Most High. That's why we all gotta get tested. We all gotta get persecuted. It's part of the game. It's part of the game. And you can be doing nothing to nobody. You can be living this. You can be living right. You can be doing a lot of things right and try to please people and try to uplift people. But people will find ways, to downplay you. Yeah, they'll do it. And so don't let that discourage you. Don't be like, why me? Why me? It's just, you gotta understand it comes with the territory, And like me, I'm the most, humble, nice. I'm not mean to nobody. I don't treat nobody bad. I love my people. I want to uplift my people, And it hurts me that people don't, you know, may think certain things of me. It hurts me that people say things about me. That does hurt, but I can't let that stop me. You can't let it stop you. When you're in this truth, you can't let that stuff stop you. You got to keep moving on. You got to keep moving forward. All right? And I'll give you a few verses on persecution. It is what it is. It is what it is. We got to get persecuted. All right? Psalm 119, 69 and 70. This is a good one. The proud have forged a lie against me, but I will keep thy precepts with my whole heart. Their heart is as fat as grease, but I delight in thy law. So that's just one little verse, showing that, when you bring the truth, people will try to bring you down and try to find things to say, say whatever that comes to their mind, It happens. You got to keep pushing forward, all right? Got to keep pushing forward. You got to keep pushing. Here's another one. Matter of fact, speaking of finding things to say about you, Psalm 35, 21 through 23. Yea, they opened their mouth wide against me and said, Aha, our eye hath seen it. This thou hast seen. O Yahweh, keep not silence. O Yahweh, be not far from me. Stir up thyself and awake to my judgment, even unto my cause, my Elohim, my Yahweh. All right, so there, that's a prime example of, man, people will find, like, if you not in the worldly philosophies and you trying to separate yourself and actually come to truth, people will find things to say about you, man. They'll find whatever that just come to mind, just whatever, just to make you look like you're such a horrible person, you know. And so you can't let stuff like that discourage you. You got to keep moving on. This comes with the territory. Persecution comes with the territory. You got to deal with that. You got to move on. And one last thing, as far as people persecuting us, for the people that's doing the persecuting, I just want to ask one question. Before you persecute, do you have all the facts to prove that the person that you're persecuting is wrong? That's just a question I'm posing. Just a question. Because before you persecute, you're supposed to know the facts before you start rebuking and acting like somebody's just so wrong. You're supposed to know the facts first. You can't just be like, well, you just wrong. You just wrong because you just are. You know what I'm saying? And so here's Ecclesiasticus 11:7. Blame not before thou hast examined the truth. Understand first and then rebuke. All right? Before you rebuke, you must understand the truth first. You have to come to understanding and know what the person's talking about before you deem the person just so evil and wrong. You got to understand what's going on, And so I just wanted to lay that out there, and that's just a few of my points. And those are a few reasons why people don't want to be Israelites, and that's just how it is. And so us as an Israelite nation, we have to do better and have more compassion for our people. So a lot of people do need tough love. Tough love is needed, of course. There's a time for that, but we don't need to act like Pharisees. We don't need to act like we're better than other people. We were at one point lost. We were at one point. We at one point went through a process of change. We at one point came to the truth, but still was teetering, tottering. So we have to understand that process and continue to have compassion and love our people and continue to correct our people in a righteous manner. All right, and with that, I would like to say, Shalom, all praise to the Most High, and power to the chosen people. Love y'all.